Hello everyone, have a great day. Today we're going to explore how Toan and Tu Diem's simple trip for wood turns into a tense forest rescue. Then a mysterious little visitor follows them home. Why did it come back, and what does it want? If you like it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos. After they planted the seeds in their little garden, Toan didn't stop thinking about what came next. Because planting is one thing, but helping something grow is another story. He stood there that evening, looking at the rows and imagining the future. Young trees reaching upward, needing support, needing structure. And the more he pictured it, the more he realized one simple problem. They needed wood. A lot of it. Not expensive boards from a store, just strong, dry logs to build simple trellises and supports as the garden grew. Enough to keep the young trees steady when the wind came, enough to protect their garden of hope from leaning, breaking, or collapsing before it even had a chance. So early the next morning, before the village fully woke up, Toan quietly prepared their tools. An axe, a rope, a knife, a few sacks. He moved carefully so he wouldn't wake anyone too suddenly, but Tu Diem was already up. She stepped outside, tying her hair back, still sleepy but ready. "You're really going today?" she asked, rubbing her arms against the cool morning air. Toan nodded. "If we wait, the wood will be gone. And if we want the garden to grow right, we can't keep postponing everything." Tu Diem looked at him for a second, then grabbed the rope and slung it over her shoulder. "Okay," she said simply, "I'm coming." And just like that, the two of them headed toward the forest behind the village. The sky was still pale and grey, like it hadn't decided whether to rain again. The night before, it had rained hard, and the forest held onto that wetness like a secret. The path was slick, mud clinging to their sandals, leaves stuck to the ground like wet paper. No birds singing loudly yet. No people, just that damp, quiet feeling you get after a storm, when everything seems to be listening. Tu Diem walked behind Toan, stepping carefully, watching where she placed her feet. "This road feels dangerous today," she said, half joking, half not. Toan didn't turn around, but his voice was steady. "Just stay close, and if you see anything strange, tell me right away." Tu Diem frowned. "Anything strange like what?" Toan paused for a beat. "Traps," he said quietly. Tu Diem's eyes widened. "Hunters?" Toan nodded. "Some people set snares out here, not only for wild chickens, sometimes for whatever walks into it." That made Tu Diem tighten her grip on the rope. Suddenly, the forest didn't feel peaceful anymore. It felt like a place full of invisible dangers. Still, they kept going. They searched for dry logs, pieces of fallen branches, old trunks, anything strong enough to drag back. Toan tested the weight of a few, tapping them, checking if they were rotten inside. Tu Diem gathered smaller pieces and stacked them near a tree so they could bundle them later. For a while, it was just work. Quiet, steady work. Then, out of nowhere, Tu Diem froze. At first, she thought it was her imagination. A faint sound, almost swallowed by the wet leaves and distant wind. A small cry. Not loud, not human, but definitely a voice. Tu Diem's heart jumped. She turned her head, listening harder. The sound came again, weak, trembling, like something was calling for help, but didn't have the strength to call loudly. "Toan," she whispered urgently. Toan immediately stopped what he was doing. "What?" Tu Diem pointed ahead, her finger shaking just a little. Did you hear that? Toan held still. The forest went quiet again for a second, and then the sound came once more. A faint, desperate cry. Toan's face changed, his shoulders tensed. "Stay behind me," he said. They moved slowly toward the sound, stepping carefully so they wouldn't slip on the wet path. Tu Diem kept glancing around, nervous now, because if there was a trap, then anything could be nearby. As they pushed past a cluster of low branches, they saw it. A small monkey, young, thin, its fur darkened from the rain, caught in a snare. The rope was tight around its leg, digging into the skin. It was struggling, panicking, pulling back again and again, making the rope bite deeper each time. Its little hands clawed at the ground, its eyes wide with fear. Tu Diem gasped and covered her mouth. "Oh my God!" Toan's jaw clenched. He looked around first, left, right, behind the trees, checking if anyone was nearby. Then he spotted the snare line leading to where it was anchored. "A hunter's trap," he muttered, "for wild chickens. But it caught this one." The monkey cried again, a sound that made Tu Diem's chest tighten. She took a step forward instinctively, but Toan raised a hand. "Wait," he said firmly. "It's terrified. If we rush, it might bite, or it might pull harder and hurt itself more." Tu Diem nodded quickly, tears already forming. "Please, help it." Toan took a slow breath and crouched down, keeping his movements calm and controlled. He spoke softly, not because the monkey understood his words, but because the tone mattered. "Easy, easy," Toan murmured. He reached for his knife, but he didn't bring it close yet. He inched forward bit by bit, watching the monkey's reaction. The moment it saw the blade, it jerked and screamed, pulling against the rope. Toan stopped immediately. Okay, he whispered, backing off half a step. "I'm not hurting you." Tu Diem stood behind him, hands trembling, whispering, please don't be scared." And right there, in the wet, silent forest, Toan began the most delicate job, freeing a terrified animal from a tightening trap. Knowing one wrong move could make things worse. Toan stayed crouched low, breathing slow on purpose, like he was trying to calm his own heart first. The monkey's chest was rising and falling fast, its eyes darting between Toan's hands and the rope around its leg. Every few seconds it tried to yank free again, panic taking over, then it would cry out from the pain. Tu Diem stood just behind Toan, frozen, her hands pressed together like she was praying without words. She wanted to rush in, to scoop the little animal up and make the hurt stop. But Toan was right. One sudden move could terrify it even more. "Okay," Toan whispered, almost to himself. "I'm going to cut the rope. Just don't move too much." The monkey obviously didn't understand the words, but it seemed to sense the softness in his voice. It stopped struggling for half a second, still trembling, still scared, but listening. Toan shifted his weight carefully in the mud. He reached toward the snare, not the leg first, but the rope line leading away from it. His plan was simple: loosen pressure, then cut. If he cut too close too fast, the rope could snap tight one last time and hurt the leg even more. He found where the rope was knotted and anchored. The fibers were wet and dark, stuck to leaves and soil. He used the tip of his knife to lift the knot, inch by inch, like picking a lock. The monkey whined and jerked once, and Tu Diem sucked in a sharp breath. "Toan," she whispered. "I know," Toan replied, his eyes not leaving the rope. "Just a little longer." Seconds felt like minutes. The forest around them stayed strangely still. No footsteps, no voices, only the occasional drip of water from a leaf. It was the kind of quiet that makes you feel exposed, like anything could appear behind a tree at any moment. Finally, Toan managed to ease the knot enough that the rope loosened slightly around the monkey's leg. The animal immediately stopped pulling so hard, confused by the sudden relief. That was Toan's chance. "Now," he murmured. With one controlled motion, he slid the blade under the snare loop and cut. The rope snapped open and the tight circle around the leg fell away. For a moment, nobody moved. Not Toan, not Tu Diem, not even the monkey. Then the monkey leapt back suddenly, free, but still terrified. It scrambled up a nearby tree with surprising speed, using 3 limbs while keeping the injured leg slightly lifted. It climbed to a low branch and stopped, chest heaving, eyes locked on the 2 humans below. Tu Diem stepped forward slowly, her voice shaking. "It's okay. You're okay now." The monkey didn't run deeper into the forest like you'd expect. It just stared, head slightly tilted, as if it was trying to understand what had just happened. Its eyes were sharp and wet, reflecting the grey light through the leaves. Toan stood up carefully, still holding the cut rope in his hand. He looked up at it and exhaled, long and heavy, like he'd been holding his breath the whole time. "Go," he said quietly, waving his hand gently. "Go on." The monkey didn't move right away. It blinked, then made a soft sound, no longer a cry of pain, more like a hesitant note. Then it turned and hopped to a higher branch, disappearing into the leaves. Tu Diem's shoulders dropped, as if her body finally remembered how to relax. She wiped her eyes quickly and tried to laugh it off, but her voice cracked. "I thought," she began, then stopped. Toan looked at her. "You thought what?" "I thought it was going to die," she admitted, her hands trembling again. "I couldn't stand it." Toan nodded. "Me neither." They stood there for another moment, staring at the empty branch where the monkey had been. The forest suddenly felt different, still wet, still quiet, but less cold. Like something small had shifted. Then Toan picked up the rope and the axe again. "We should go," he said, "before whoever set that trap comes back." Tu Diem glanced around, suddenly aware again of how alone they were out there. "Do you think the hunter will be angry?" she asked. Toan shrugged, but his eyes stayed serious. "Maybe. But I'm not leaving an animal like that." They bundled the wood quickly after that, faster than before, more alert, less relaxed. The path back felt longer, and Tu Diem kept turning her head, listening for footsteps behind them. The mud clung to their sandals, the ropes dug into their palms. By late afternoon, the sky had started to warm. Sunlight broke through the clouds in thin streaks, lighting the edges of the trees. Toan and Tu Diem were tired, sweaty and covered in dirt, but they had enough wood to build the supports the garden would need. As the village came into view, Tu Diem finally let out a breath. "We made it," she said, half relieved. Toan gave a tired smile. "Yeah, we did." They dragged the logs into the yard behind their house, the same place where their new garden waited. The rows of planted soil were still there, and the small wooden sign, Garden of Hope, stood quietly at the front, like it was guarding the dream. Tu Diem stepped toward the fence first, ready to drop the rope and rest, and then she froze again. "Toan," she whispered, voice low. Toan immediately straightened, gripping the log tighter. What now? Tu Diem slowly lifted her hand and pointed at the wooden fence bordering the garden. Sitting there, calm as if it belonged, was the same little monkey. It perched on the top rail, tail hanging down, eyes bright. Its injured leg was still held slightly off the wood, but it didn't look panicked anymore. It looked curious, watching them like it had been waiting. Tu Diem's mouth fell open. No way. Toan stared, stunned. Is that? The monkey made a small sound, soft, not threatening, and leaned forward slightly, still keeping distance, but clearly not running away. Tu Diem took a slow step forward. Did it follow us? She whispered. Toan didn't answer because he didn't have an answer. He and Tu Diem just stood there, exhausted, holding ropes and wood, staring at this unexpected visitor perched on their fence like a silent question. The monkey blinked at them, once, twice, then looked past them toward the garden, toward the sign, toward the soil where their future was buried. And in that moment, a strange thought settled between them. Maybe this wasn't just a random animal they helped. Maybe this was the beginning of something new. Toan lowered the wood carefully and took a step closer, his voice gentle. "Hey," he said softly, "what are you doing here?" The monkey didn't run. It just stayed, still, watchful, like it was deciding whether this place could become safe. Tu Diem looked at Toan, then back at the monkey, her eyes full of wonder and uncertainty. "Is it going to stay with us?" she asked quietly. Toan swallowed, still staring at the small creature on the fence. "I don't know," he said, voice barely above a whisper. "But it's here." And the episode ends right there. Toan and Tu Diem standing in their yard with the wood they needed for the garden, while a rescued monkey sits on their fence like a new piece of fate they never asked for, but maybe needed. After starting their new garden, Toan realizes they'll need sturdy wood to build supports as the trees grow. At dawn, he and Tu Diem head into the wet forest behind the village with axes and rope, moving carefully along the slippery path. While searching for dry logs, Tu Diem hears a faint cry and leads Toan toward the sound. They discover a small monkey trapped in a hunter's snare meant for wild chickens, the rope cutting painfully into its leg. Knowing the frightened animal could bite or worsen its injury, Toan approaches slowly, loosens the knot, and carefully cuts the rope free. The monkey scrambles onto a branch but pauses to look back, as if understanding it was rescued. Later, as they haul the wood home, Tu Diem is shocked to find the same monkey sitting on their garden fence, quietly following them back, hinting at a new bond.